7 Earth-sized planets orbit dwarf star, NASA and European astronomers say. Not just one, but 7 Earth-sized planets that could potentially harbor life have been identified orbiting a tiny star not too far away, offering the first realistic opportunity to search for signs of alien life outside the solar system. The planets orbit a dwarf star named TRAPPIST-1, about 40 light-years, or 235 trillion miles, from Earth. That is quite close in cosmic terms, and by happy accident, the orientation of the orbits of the 7 planets allows them to be studied in great detail. One or more of the exoplanets in this new system could be at the right temperature to be awash in oceans of water, astronomers said, based on the distance of the planets from the dwarf star. This is the first time so many planets of this kind are found around the same star. Michael Gillen, an astronomer at the University of Liège in Belgium and the leader of an international team that has been observing TRAPPIST-1, said during a telephone news conference organized by the journal Nature, which published the findings on Wednesday. Scientists could even discover compelling evidence of aliens. I think that we have made a crucial step toward finding if there is life out there, said H. M. J. Trio, an astronomer at the University of Cambridge in England and another member of the research team. Here, if life managed to thrive and releases gases similar to that we have on Earth, then we will know. Cool red dwarfs are the most common type of star, so astronomers are likely to find more planetary systems like that around TRAPPIST-1 in the coming years. You can just imagine how many worlds are out there that have a shot to becoming a habitable ecosystem. Thomas Zurbuchen, Associate Administrator of NASA's Science Mission Directorate, said during a NASA news conference on Wednesday. Are we alone out there? We're making a step forward with this, a leap forward, in fact, towards answering that question. Telescopes on the ground now and the Hubble Space Telescope in orbit will be able to discern some of the molecules in the planetary atmospheres. The James Webb Space Telescope, scheduled to launch next year, will peer at the infrared wavelengths of light, ideal for studying TRAPPIST-1. Comparisons among the different conditions of the 7 will also be revealing. The TRAPPIST-1 planets make the search for life in the galaxy imminent, said Sarah Seeger, an astronomer at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology who was not a member of the research team. For the first time ever, we don't have to speculate. We just have to wait and then make very careful observations and see what is in the atmospheres of the TRAPPIST planets. Even if the planets all turn out to be lifeless, scientists will have learned more about what keeps life from flourishing. Astronomers always knew other stars must have planets, but until a couple of decades ago, they had not been able to spot them. Now they have confirmed more than 3,400, according to the Open Exoplanet catalog. An exoplanet is a planet around a star other than the Sun. The authors of the Nature paper include Didier Claus, one of the astronomers who discovered in 1995 the first known exoplanet around a Sun-like star. While the TRAPPIST planets are about the size of Earth, give or take 25% in diameter, the star is very different from our Sun. TRAPPIST-1, named after a robotic telescope in the Atacama Desert of Chile that the astronomers initially used to study the star, is what astronomers call an ultra-cold dwarf with only 1/12 the mass of the Sun and a surface temperature of 4,150 degrees Fahrenheit, much cooler than the 10,000 degrees radiating from the Sun. TRAPPIST is a shortening of Transiting Planets and Planetesimal Small Telescope. During the NASA news conference, Dr. Gillen gave a simple analogy: if our Sun were the size of a basketball, TRAPPIST-1 would be a golf ball. Until the last few years, scientists looking for life elsewhere in the galaxy have focused on finding Earth-sized planets around Sun-like stars. But it is hard to pick out the light of a planet from the glare of a bright star. Small dim dwarfs are much easier to study. Last year, astronomers announced the discovery of an Earth-sized planet around Proxima Centauri, the closest star at 4.24 light-years away. That discovery was made using a different technique that does not allow for study of the atmosphere. TRAPPIST-1 periodically dimmed noticeably, indicating that a planet might be passing in front of the star, blocking part of the light. From the shape of the DIPs, The astronomers calculate the size of the planet. TRAPPIST-1's light dipped so many times that the astronomers concluded, in research reported last year, that there were at least 3 planets around the star. Telescopes from around the world then also observed TRAPPIST-1, as did the Spitzer Space Telescope of NASA. Spitzer observed TRAPPIST-1 nearly around the clock for 20 days, capturing 34 transits. Together with the ground observations, it let the scientists calculate not 3 planets, but 7. The planets are too small and too close to the star to be photographed directly. All 7 are very close to the dwarf star, circling more quickly than the planets in our solar system. The innermost completes an orbit in just 5 days. The farthest one completes an orbit in about 20 days. That makes the planetary system more like the moons of Jupiter than a larger planetary system like our solar system. They form a very compact system Dr. Gillen said, the planets being pulled close to each other and very close to the star. In addition, the orbital periods of the inner 6 suggest that the planets formed farther away from the star and then were all gradually pulled inward, Dr. Gillen said. Because the planets are so close to a cool star, their surfaces could be at the right temperatures to have water flow, considered one of the essential ingredients for life. The 4th, 5th, and 6th planets orbit in the star's habitable zone where the planets could sport oceans. So far that is just speculation, but by measuring which wavelengths of light are blocked by the planet, scientists will be able to figure out what gases float in the atmospheres of the 7 planets. So far, they have confirmed for the 2 innermost planets that they are not enveloped in hydrogen. That means they are rocky like Earth, ruling out the possibility that they were many Neptune gas planets that are prevalent around many other stars. Because the planets are so close to TRAPPIST-1, they have quite likely become gravitationally locked to the star, always with one side of the planets facing the star, much as it is always the same side of Earth's moon facing Earth. That would mean one side would be warmer, but an atmosphere would distribute heat, and the scientists said that would not be an insurmountable obstacle for life. For a person standing on one of the planets, it would be a dim environment, with perhaps only about 1/200th the light that we see from the sun on Earth, Dr. Triod said. That would still be brighter than the moon at night. The star would be far bigger. On TRAPPIST-1F, the 5th planet, the star would be 3 times as wide as the sun seen from Earth. As for the color of the star, we had a debate about that Dr. Triod said. Some of the scientists expected a deep red, but with most of the star's light emitted at infrared wavelengths and out of view of human heights, perhaps a person would see something more salmon white Dr. Triod said. NASA released a poster illustrating what the sky of the 4th planet might look like. If observations reveal oxygen in a planet's atmosphere, that could point to photosynthesis of plants, although not conclusively. But oxygen together with methane, ozone, and carbon dioxide, particularly in certain proportions, would tell us that there is life with 99% confidence, Dr. Gillen said. Astronomers expect that a few decades of technological advances are needed before similar observations can be made of Earth-like planets around larger, brighter sun-like stars. Dr. Triod said that if there is life around TRAPPIST-1, then it's good we didn't wait too long. If there isn't, then we have learned something quite deep about where life can emerge, he continued. The discovery might also mean that scientists who have been searching for radio signals from alien civilizations might also have been searching in the wrong places if most habitable planets orbit dwarfs, which live far longer than larger stars like the Sun. The SETI Institute in Mountain View, California, is using the Allen Telescope Array, a group of 42 radio dishes in California, to scrutinize 20,000 red dwarfs. This result is kind of a justification for that project, said Seth Shostak, an astronomer at the institute. If you're looking for complex biology intelligent aliens that might take a long time to evolve from ponds come older could be better Dr. Shostak said. It seems a good bet that the majority of clever beings populating the universe look up to see a dim, reddish sun hanging in their sky. And at least they wouldn't have to worry about sunblock.